लक्ष्मी नृसिंहचरित्करुणिकपात्रम् श्रीरङ्गवीररघुराक्षरगोपरुज्यं वेदान्तदेशिकेन्द्रमहं प्रपद्ये श्रीमते श्रीवंशगोपश्रीवेदान्तदेशिकेन्द्रमः देशिकाय नमः। ओम अस्मद्गुरुभ्यो अस्मद्गुरुभ्यो सर्वगुरुभ्यो नमः। लक्ष्मीनाथसमारम्भां नाथयामनमध्यमाम् अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्तां वन्दे गुरुपरम्पराम्। श्रीकृष्णपरब्रह्मणे नमः। So now we are thinking of dharmam in Mahabharata. This dharmam in Mahabharata is such a vast topic that Lady Maya asked whether we can complete in one class. No way. Even though we are there in the fourth or fifth or sixth class today, we are not even halfway through. That much of descriptions are there about dharma in Mahabharata. The war is going on. Bhishma is made the commander-in-chief. Nara and Narayana. Nara and Narayana. Arjuna and Krishna are there in the battlefield. Everyone was wondering, 8 days of war was over. 8 days of war was over. Everyone is worried why Bhishma is taking such a relaxed attitude. So Bhishma is telling, Duryodhana, you do not know how great is this Sri Krishna. Because Duryodhana approached Bhishma and is asking Mahatma Bhishma, Mahatma Bhishma, you are there, Drona is there, Shalya is there, Krupacharya is there, Ashwadhama is there, Krutavarma is there, Sudakshana is there, Bhurishrava is there, Vikarna is there, Bhagadatta is there. With so many Maharathas on our side, so many Maharathas, how come the Pandavas are there, invincible? What is making them so great? Duryodhana is asking Bhishma, please tell me where from Yudhishthira is getting his strength. Then Mahatma, Bhishma is telling Duryodhana, Duryodhana, you are talking like a child. You do not know the greatness of Krishna or Arjuna. I told you hundreds of times that we can never win a war against Krishna or Arjuna. You want to know the reason why we could not win over Krishna or Arjuna? Remember this, Nasti lokeshu tadbhutam bhavita no bhavishyati. Yo jayet pandavan sarvan palitan sharanga dhanvana. It is not the greatness of Pandavas, it is the greatness of Krishna. Sharanga dhanvi, Sharangi, Vanamari gadi, Sharangi, Shanki, Chakri, Chanandaki, Sharangi. The Kodandam in the hands of Krishna, Narayana, is called Sharangam. This Krishna is none other than that Narayana, Sharangi, Sharangadhanvi. As long as Bhagavan Sri Krishna is protecting the Pandavas, forget about we, the Kauravas, winning over Pandavas. Whether they are Devatas or Rakshasas or Manavas, there is nobody in the entire universe who can win over the Pandavas as long as Krishna is protecting them. In the Bhuta Bhavishyat Vartamana Kalas, nobody could win over them in the past, nobody can win over them today, nobody can win over them tomorrow. Once upon a time, all the Devi Devatas went to see Mahadeva. And when they went there to see Brahmadeva, Brahma went into a trance and saw a divine plane in the sky and realized immediately Bhagavan Siman Narayana has come there to bless them. Brahmadeva only could see that Siman Narayana and was doing the stotram. Vishwa Vasusa Vishwa Murtihi Vishvesho Vishvakseno Vishwakarma Vasicha Vishveshwaro Vasudevopi Tasmat Yogatmanam Daivatam Tvamupaimi. Hey Krishna, you are Vishwavasu, Vishwamurti, Vishvesha, Vishvaksena, Vishwakarma, Vashi, Vishveshwara, Vasudeva. This Krishna, Jaya Yoga Paravara, the greatest of the greatest yoga personified is this Krishna. He is Padmagarbha, Vishalaksha, Lokeshwara. He is Narayana. He is beyond anybody's reach. He is a Sharangathanvi. He is also called Mahoraga, Adivaraha, Krishikesha, Vibhu. Vedas are glorifying this Krishna as Bhudevi are his feet. The 8 directions are his hands. The sky is his head. Even Brahma, Devatas, Brahma is just his body. Devatas are just his parts of his body. Surya and Chandra are his eyes. Only 2 things are the strength of Narayana. Tapasya and Satyam. Satyam, Satyam. Remember Satyam. Karma and Dharma are the Swarupa of Bhagavan. Agni is the brilliance of Krishna. Vayu is the breathing of Krishna. Water, the Panchabhutas, the water, is nothing but the sweat of Krishna. Ashwini Devatas are the ears of Krishna. Saraswati Devi is the tongue of Krishna. Nobody can ever understand the supremacy of Bhagavan Krishna, who is none other than Narayana. Na Sankhyanam Parimanam na Tejo na Parakramam na Balam Yoga Yogisha Jani Vaste na Sambhavam. Nobody knows how old is Krishna. Nobody knows what is the greatness of Krishna. Nobody knows the splendor of Krishna. Nobody knows the courage of Krishna. Nobody knows the strength of Krishna. Nobody knows the birth of Krishna. Brahmadeva is confessing, Prabhu, everybody is thinking I am Srishtikarta. But after all, who am I? Just but a puppet in your hands. All the created beings, Maharshis, Devatas, Gandharvas, Yakshas, Rakshasas, Bannaga, Pishachas, Manushas, Mrugas, Pakshis, everything is nothing but your blessing through which I have created these people. Hey Vishalaksha, Hey Krishna, it is only because of your mercy Devi Devatas are happy. Hey Krishna, you yourself have created Sankarshana out of yourself. You yourself created Pradyumna out of yourself. You yourself created Aniruddha out of yourself. The Chaturvyuhas, Vasudeva, Sankarshana, Pradyumna, Aniruddha Tattvas are none but you. Shantgunya Paripurna is you, Vasudeva, and two qualities. Jnana, Bala as Sankarshana, Aishwarya, Virya as Pradyumna, Shakti, Teja as Aniruddha. Bhagavan Sriman Narayana told Brahma, Brahmadeva, continue your job. Then Brahmadeva told all the Devi Devatas, Bhagavan Sriman Narayana is going to incarnate as Bhagavan Sri Krishna, as the son of Vasudeva on the planet Earth. For what? Paripranaya sadhuram vinashaya duskudam dharma samsthapanadhaya. Previously, the demons and the Rakshasas who were wiped out in various wars have now assumed the forms of kings and are there ruining the Bhumata. To wipe out all those evil kings and to reduce the burden of Bhudevi, Bhagavan Sriman Narayana, with his twin counterpart Nara as Nara Narayana Rishis, are going to appear on the planet Earth. Even if all the Devi Devatas combined come together, even if Brahmarudras come together, nobody can stand before Narayana Narayana. Even though Bhagavan Sri Krishna appeared as a human being, never underestimate Krishna. He is a Shankha Chakra Gada Padmadhari. That's why Krishna said in Bhagavad Gita, Avajananti Mamudha Manushim Paramashatam Param Bhavamajananto Mama Bhuta Maheshwaram. Here Brahmadeva is telling the other Devi Devatas. This Vasudeva is the Parama Rahasyam. This Vasudeva is Paramapadam. This Vasudeva is Parayashas. This Vasudeva is Akshara. This Vasudeva is Avyakta. This Vasudeva is Shashvata. This is what Brahma was telling the Devatas. Now Bhishma is telling Duryodhana. If this were to be the case, Duryodhana, how do you expect you can win against Krishna? Brahmadeva is going one step further. Only the people who are there in Tamoguna will not recognize Krishna and they will make fun of Krishna as just an ordinary human being. Such people are nothing other than the Tamoguna people. Those people who could not recognize Krishna as Srivat Sanka, those who cannot recognize Bhagavan Krishna as Bhagavan, Paramapurusha, Saguna Brahma, They are none other than tamasas. Those people who derogate Krishna, those people who then cannot recognize the supremacy of Krishna and ridicule him, they are drowned in unimaginable darkness. So Bhishma is telling, I heard about Krishna not only from Brahmadeva, I heard about him from my Guru Parshurama. I heard about Krishna from the great Mahatma Markandeya. I heard the supremacy of Krishna from Vedavyasa and Narada. That particular Paravasudeva, he is there on the side of Pandavas. How do you expect to win over Pandavas? Duryodhana, it is so unfortunate you are hating Arjuna and you are hating Krishna, who are none other than the twins Narayan and Narayana. Other than the most unfortunate person like Duryodhana, Vedavyasa is directly telling Duryodhana, other than a very arrogant fellow like you, Duryodhana, no one in the whole universe can dare oppose either Krishna or Narayana. Only ignorant and stupid fellow like you is doing it. Duryodhana, remember, Rajan Sarvamayo Heshaha, Tamo Raga Vivarjitaha, Yatah Krishnaha Tato Dharmaha, Yato Dharmaha Tato Jeha. That is what Bhishma was telling. That is what you heard last time. I just want to recapture that you will not forget. I told you last week's class that this great saying, Yato Dharmaha Tato Krishnaha, Yato Krishnaha Tato Jayaha.
Yato dharmaha tata Krishnaha, yatah Krishnaha tata jayaha. In course, Swamiji.
There are two verses somewhere like that. Yeah. So, when the war was going on and on and on, where does Dharma come into picture now in this war? The eighth day, Bhima killed 8 brothers of Duryodhana. As Bhishma was fighting, there was no way Pandavas could win over Bhishma. They were just worried what to do. As long as Bhishma is there any chance of her winning the war? After a long deliberation, Yudhishthira, eldest of the Pandavas, Dharmaraja, came to Krishna and said, Krishna, knowing fully well Bhishma is invincible, it is my stupidity that I came to fight with Bhishma. I know very well even before the Kurukshetra war, Bhima is invincible. Yet I ventured into this war and I am now paying a heavy price for that. I know, Krishna, that I am doomed to fail because we can never win over Bhishma. Krishna tried to encourage Yudhishthira and said, you have great brothers, don't worry, don't worry. Look at Krishna, Dharma, unimaginable Krishna is telling. Yudhishthira, tell me what you want me to do. You want me to fight? Just say one word, Krishna, fight. I will do anything for you, Yudhishthira. I will take up weapons. I will fight. Even though Krishna promised not to take up weapons, now Krishna is saying, Yudhishthira, I don't want to see you in a sad way. You want me to fight? Just say one word, Krishna, take up weapons. I'll do that. Krishna is telling, if Arjuna is hesitating to kill Bhishma, tell me, I will kill Bhishma personally. Now, you know what is the greatness of being loyal to Bhagavan Krishna? If only you are loyal to Bhagavan Krishna, Krishna himself is telling, Yash Shatruhu Pandaputrana Mat Shatruhu Nasamshayaha. If somebody is an enemy of the Pandavas, they are automatically my enemies, Krishna is declaring. So if you become a Bhagavata, if somebody is there hurting you, remember they are not hurting you, they are hurting Krishna. If a pure devotee is hurt, the fellows who are hurting a pure devotee will pay a heavy price because they are hurting Krishna. Krishna says, Pandavahi mama pranaha. If they are the enemies of Pandavas, they are automatically my enemies. Yudhishthira, you know one thing? Do not underestimate Arjuna. Arjuna is my best friend. Arjuna is my best friend, my relative. I gave my own sister Subhadra in marriage to Arjuna, my own relative. He is my student. You know what Krishna says? Paratantayam, Paratantayam. Are you listening, all of you? Radhika, are you listening, Radhika?
Narayan Swami.
You know what Krishna says, Nana? If only we can be 100% loyal to Krishna. Guess what Krishna says? Krishna is telling Yudhishthira, Krishna is telling Yudhishthira, there is an unwritten understanding between myself and Arjuna Yudhishthira. Mamsan Vutkruchya Dasyami Phalgunardhe Mahipate. Yudhishthira, you do not know how much I like Arjuna. If it is to save Arjuna, I am ready to cut even the flesh from my body and give it to Arjuna, sacrifice it for the sake of Arjuna. See the greatness of Arjuna did not have absolute faith, but Krishna, see how he is reciprocating. If only we can develop that Mahavishwasam in Krishna. Krishna says, could you see here? Mamsani Utkrucha Dasyami Phalgunardhe Mahipate. I can even cut my body and give my flesh for the sake of my Arjuna. Same thing, Arjuna also reciprocated. For my sake, Arjuna promised, Krishna, I'll give my whole life for you, Krishna. You say that, I'm ready to sacrifice my life. Now Krishna is saying, Yudhishthira, say one word. Krishna, take up weapons, fight. The only reason I did not take up weapons is I do not want to hurt my best friend Arjuna, who took a oath in Upaplavya before the war. I will kill Bhishma, he said. If I kill Bhishma, Arjuna will not have an opportunity to keep up his word. That is the only reason I did not take up weapons. Krishna is telling Yudhishthira, tell me, Bhima, so tell me, Yudhishthira, I will take up weapons and fight for you. Arjuna can kill millions and millions of enemies. One Bhishma is no big deal for him. Then Yudhishthira came up with an idea. Krishna, you promised that you will not take up weapons and you will not fight, but you will only help us. I will never ask you to take up weapons, Krishna. If I do that, the world will blame you that Krishna promised not to take weapons, but he started taking weapons and fight. I will never get that kind of a Bad name for you, Krishna. I respect you. No need to fight Krishna. Then Yudhishthira came up with an idea. Before the war, when I requested Bhishma for victory, bless me, grandfather, I want to win the war. Bhishma said, anything you want, ask me. Don't ask me not to fight for Duryodhana. I have to fight for Duryodhana. Other than that, ask me anything. I will even give my life for you. He said that. Krishna, let's go to Bhishma. Let us ask Bhishma himself how we can win over him. See the dharma there. By evening, war is over. They are all friends. They will cross over. One camp, people will go to the other camp, enemy camp. Nobody will catch them. Nobody will kill them. They are all related. So all five Pandavas, Krishna, they all came to see Bhishma to his tent in the war. Bhishma was very happy to see his own grandchildren, Pandavas. Welcome Pandavas, name by name he said, Yudhishthira, Bhima, Arjuna, Nakula, Sahadeva, welcome, welcome, welcome. Krishna, the Supreme Lord, welcome Krishna. So after the formalities are over, Yudhishthira is asking directly, grandfather, tell us how we can win this war. Now Bhishma is telling the great secret. Yudhishthira, I told you I will help you in any way. Don't ask me not to fight, but I have to fight. But ask me anything, I'll tell you. You want to win over me? Very simple. I have some rules. As a great hero, I have to maintain some standards of war. My rules are, I have created my own set of rules to follow my dharma, Kshatriya dharma. What are my rules? If somebody has dropped his weapons, I will not fight with him. If somebody fell down onto the ground, I will not hurt him, I will not fight with him, I will leave him, I will let him go. If somebody is not having a proper body shield, I will not fight with him. If somebody is afraid and is running away, I will not chase him and kill him. If somebody is scared of the war and is shivering sitting in a corner, I will not go and fight with him. If somebody says, I surrender to you, I will not kill them, I will not fight with them. If a lady comes to fight with me, I will not fight with her. Even if he is a man, if he is having a name that sounds like a woman, I will not fight with him or kill him. You know what he says? If I know that that fellow is the only son of his parents, even that fellow I will not kill him. Could you see dharma? Because that only son should live to do the pitrakaryam to his father and mother. So Bhishma says, if I know somebody is the only son of their parents, I will not kill him. And there is one more thing. Why are you hesitating all these things? Don't you know? I will not fight with anyone who is born as a woman and then transforms into a man, or anyone who is born as a man and transforms into a woman. I will not fight with them. Yudhishthira, don't you know all these things these are my oath? Don't you know in your side, Drupada, his daughter Draupadi, whom you married, Drustajumna, your commander-in-chief, how could you forget the other person? Namely Shikhandi. That Shikhandi was born as a woman. Stri Purvam Paschat Pumstam Samagataha. Could you see the dharma they followed? Bhishma is telling the secret of his own death. Don't you know that Shikhandi is born as a woman and then transformed into a man? When I see that kind of fellows, I will not fight. You want to win over me? Tell your grave, Arjuna, you are there. Bring that Shikhandi. Keep him in front of you. The minute I see Shikhandi, I will just drop my bow and arrows. Use that opportunity. Do not hesitate. Kill me, kill me. Use all your arrows. Kill me. Let there be all victory to Dharma. That's what Bhishma said. So Bhishma is giving, that is Dharma. When a Satpurusha comes and begs, you should do anything and everything to please that person. Yudhishthira, don't you know? No one can beat me in war. If at all somebody can beat me, either Krishna has to beat me or Arjuna has to beat me. No one else could even stand before me. Therefore, tell your brother Arjuna, tomorrow bring Shikhandi. Keep Shikhandi in front of you. The minute I see Shikhandi, I will do Astra Sannyasam. I will drop down my weapons. Use that as a great opportunity and shoot 100 arrows in my body. And then eliminate me. Now, Arjuna is confessing to Krishna. Krishna, you want me to kill my grandfather Bhishma? Krishna, how can I kill Bhishma, Krishna? When I was very young, I used to play around. As children, we used to play. Because Arjuna, etc., they all lost their father Pandu when they are very young. 4, 5-year-old kids. When they came to Hastinapura, they had no father. Kids, they used to play and dirty their clothes. And like that, with the dirty clothes, they come and used to hug Bhishma and make his clothes dirty too. When I was very young, since I don't have a father, when Bhishma used to keep me in his lap and feed me, talk to me, I used to call him my father, my father, my father. Bhishma corrected me, I am not your father. I am like a father to your father. That means I am your grandfather. Almost like a grandfather. How can I kill him? Then Krishna said, Arjuna, dharmam is most important. Dharmam, dharmam. You are a kshatriya. Do your dharmam as a kshatriya. For a kshatriya, a dharma yuddham is the most auspicious one to relinquish this body. For a kshatriya to relinquish this body in a justified war is the greatest thing. So how can you say you cannot fight? When Krishna convinced Arjuna, Arjuna said, all right, Krishna, since Bhishma himself said, Shikhandi, when he is there in front of me, Bhishma will not fight. Why not I keep a Shikhandi in front? And when the minute Shikhandi is there in front of Bhishma, he will do Astra Sannyasam. All right, that time I will shoot the arrows. Bhishma himself said, Kanya Shesham Pura Bhutva Purushaha Samapajyata. This Shikhandi is born as a girl, then got transformed into a man. Therefore, I will not fight with this kind of fellows. Bhishma himself said. So the 10th day of Mahabharata war, of the 18 days of war, on the 10th day, Arjuna came to fight with Bhishma, with a Shikhandi in front of him. And let us see how he fell down. Everyone was, even though it is a battlefield, when a great hero is there releasing the arrows, it looks as though everybody stopped fighting and the way they are looking at Bhishma, they only think the bow is a straight one, and there'll be a string, bow string. They stretch it, release the arrow. Then by the time they release, the bow will come back to its normal position. They wanted to see how Bhishma is fighting. When Bhishma is fighting, the whole bow was appearing like a circle. The way Bhishma, with the forcefully, was dragging, was pulling that string and releasing the arrows, the bow is looking almost like a circle. Chakra Shapopamam Mahat. Like Indradhanus, it is there like a circle. Keeping Shikhandi in front of him. When Shikhandi started throwing some arrows at Bhishma, Bhishma was just laughing. And he said, "Stupid fellow Shikhandi, you want to hurt me? Go ahead and hurt me. I will not even fight with you. I know even how Brahma created you." "I'm not going to fight with you, Shikhandi. Keep on shooting arrows, no problem." Shikhandi, without knowing the greatness of Bhishma, just started bragging. Watch out, I'm going to kill you." At that time, Arjuna said, "Shikhandi, shoot arrows at Bhishma, shoot arrows. I will make sure the other people on Kaurava's side, Dronacharya, Karna, etc., they will not come near you. I will engage with them. I will make sure other enemy kings will not touch you. Shikhandi, you keep fighting and subdue Bhishma." Arjuna is specifically telling Shikhandi, "I will stop Drona, Ashwadhama, Krupacharya, Chitrasena, Vikarna, Saindhava, Vinda, Anuvinda, Sudakshina, Bhagadatta, Bhurishtava, Alambusha, everyone I will stop. You just fight with Bhishma and subdue him." As they were discussing like this, finally, it is Arjuna's turn to subdue Bhishma. Arjuna released the sharp arrows. Bhishma is not fighting. There is no way Arjuna could subdue Bhishma if the bow and arrows are there in his hands. Therefore, Shikhandinam Puraskrucha Dhanushchasya Samachinat, keeping Shikhandi as a front cover, that when Shikhandi is there showing up in front of Bhishma, Bhishma will felt disgusted to fight with Shikhandi, who was born as a woman then became a man. Therefore, Shikhandinam Paraskucha, keeping Shikhandi in front of him, Arjuna is there fighting with Bhishma and cut off his bow. Bhishma took another bow, started fighting. Again, the whole thing was there defeated by Arjuna. As Bhishma was taking up bow after bow, because Arjuna kept on breaking his bows. Part of the warfare is reduce the firepower of the enemy. reduce the firepower of enemy. So n number of bow and arrows Bhishma is taking. Arjuna is just cutting off all those bows. Bhishma was thinking, I even threw an unimaginable Shakti at Arjuna. Thanks to Bhagavan Sri Krishna. As long as Krishna is there protecting Pandavas, any number of weapons I am releasing will not even hurt them. Bhishma knows all that. Now Bhishma is recollecting when the time came, when long time ago, when my father Shantanu wanted to marry Satyavati, Matsyagandhi, transformed into Yojanagandhi. When I took an oath that I will not marry and will remain a bachelor, Devi Devatas were so pleased with me. And my father gave me a blessing that I can invite my own death whenever I am ready. I think my time has come. It is time I should obey the orders. Shikandi started releasing arrow after arrow. Then Arjuna came. Arjuna started shooting 24 arrows at Bhishma. Not giving enough time for Bhishma to retaliate, Arjuna kept on shooting arrow after arrow after arrow after arrow, hundreds of arrows. Punah punaha shatairevam. When Bhishma also started retaliating and hitting Arjuna, Arjuna now took a very good aim and released hundreds of arrows against Bhishma. As the arrows are hitting, and the cheerleaders, Duryodhana, Dushasana, etc., used to come and be with Bhishma to encourage him to fight. So here we have when Arjuna started releasing the arrows, immediately Bhishma recognized that these arrows are not at all from Shikhandi. They are not having this kind of a punch. These arrows are certainly from Arjuna. Happy Arjuna that you are shooting at me, not Shikhandi. Arjuna shot so many arrows into the body of Bhishma. Not even 2 inches is there left in his body. That many arrows have pierced the body of Bhishma through and through. Not even 2 inches of gap between one arrow to the other one. And unable to stand anymore, with his head towards the east, Bhishma fell down from the chariot. When Bhishma fell down from the chariot, because the arrows protruded from the body of Bhishma into the back of his body, and they were all there about 6 inches high above the ground level. Bhishma did not fall onto the ground, but made those arrows stick into the ground and was there lying down on the bed of arrows. The Devi Devatas and Vasus in Swargaloka are wondering why Bhishma decided to leave his body in Dakshinayinam. Around December 15th, Mahabharata war started. 10 days of war, December 25th, he fell down. So, Devi Devatas were wondering why Bhishma wants to leave the body in Dakshinayinam. Bhishma talked to them, don't worry, I know that this is Dakshinayinam. I will wait until Uttarayinam. And then I will leave my body. You know that Matruvatsalyam, Matruvatsalyam is unimaginable. The mother's love. When Bhishma fell down, Ganga Devi requested some great Mahatmas who can assume the form of a swan, a bird, a swan. Send them to Bhishma to find out why Bhishma wants to go away, try to leave away the body. So Ganga Devi sent all the Maharshis who can take the form of swans to go and find out from Bhishma why he wants to go in Dakshinayana. Bhishma told all of them, I know very well this is Dakshinayanam. I am waiting for the sun to go into Uttarayanam. Tell everyone. Tell everyone that Bhishma will not die during Dakshinayana. Dharayishyamyaham prananam Uttarayana Kankshaya. I will wait until Uttarayanam. I will somehow retain this soul in my body. That is the greatness of following Dharma. Now, when Bhishma fell down, you know, the arrows are there shot through and through the body. They don't shoot arrows into the face, into the brain. As Bhishma was lying down on the bed of arrows 6 inches above the ground or so, Bhishma's head has no support. The head is just dropping down. Bhishma told, I am lying down on the bed of arrows, but my head doesn't have any support. My head is there falling down, is hanging, and that is causing a lot of pain. Kavati, therefore, can you get me a pillow? Oh, Kaurava said, no problem, no problem. They ran and brought hundreds of soft cushions. Bhishma looked at them and smiled. Are you out of your mind? The great heroes who are there lying down on the lying down in a battlefield will not accept a pillow like this. Will not accept a pillow like this. Bhishma called Arjuna and told Arjuna, Arjuna, my head is hanging. Arjuna, can you arrange a pillow for me? Arjuna immediately knew what exactly the Bhishma is asking for. He took the Gandivam and shot 3 arrows and made them height, grip, everything. Made exactly like a pillow for Bhishma. Bhishma told everyone assembled there, Kauravas and Pandavas, at least better know the truth. A great hero who fell down on the battlefield should not use any comforts, should not use any pillows. What Arjuna did, this is the best of the best things to be done according to Dharma. Bhishma is telling about Dharma now. Evam evam mahabaho dharmeshu pratishtita. Anybody who is there well settled in Dharma, especially when they are there on the bed of arrows, they don't use regular pillows. Arjuna, what you did is great. Now comes the next one. Bhishma fell down. The next day morning, everybody came to see Bhishma. Duryodhana and his group, they brought wonderful food items for Bhishma. And they brought wonderful jugs of cool water for Bhishma. Bhishma laughed at them. Do you know what is Kshatriya Dharma? How do you expect a person lying down in a bed of arrows accept all this homemade food and water bought from your home, etc.? No way will accept. I want to see Arjuna. Let Arjuna come here. Bhishma requested Arjuna, Arjuna, the hundreds of arrows you have shot into my body, they are literally scorching me, and my mouth is getting parched. I am thirsty, Arjuna. Get me some water. Arjuna, the great hero, did pradakshinam to Bhishma. And released a great astra called Parjanya Astra onto the right side of Bhishma. The minute that Parjanya Astra was released, it went deep into the ground and brought out a fountain. A fountain that gives very, very pleasant, cool water, sweet water. Something like a water fountain came out of the water. Bhishma quenched his thirst. Everyone was shaken by the heroic way of Bhishma. Everyone was so appreciative of the heroic way how Bhishma is spending his time, or how Arjuna brought out the water. Now, Bhishma was so pleased with Arjuna and said, Arjuna, only you and you can get this kind of fountain from the ground. I know very well who you are, Arjuna. Once upon a time, Narada Maharshi told me that you are none other than the Nara of the Nara-Narayana twins. And Bhishma is telling, there are a few weapons like Varunam, Agneyam, Saumyam, Vayavyam, Vaishnavam, Aidram, Pashupatam, Brahmam, Parameshkyam, Prajapatyam, Dhatram, Tvashram, Savitram, Vaivaswatam. Other than Krishna and Arjuna, nobody knows how to wield them and how to withdraw them. Those days, they not only do the warfare of throwing weapons, but they should also know how to withdraw their weapons. Only Krishna and Arjuna knew. That's how Bhishma's thirst got quenched. Again, dharmam. When everybody left, silently Karna comes there to see Bhishma. Karna introduces himself because Bhishma is there lying down on the bed of arrows, looking up because he is there, straight lying down flat. So his eyes are there focused on the sky. He could not see who is coming. So Karna announces his arrival. Dveshyoham tava sarvatra iti chaivam uvachaha. Karna came and said, Mahatma Bhishma, Karna, whom you hate, came here to see you. Because Bhishma always tried to downplay the heroism of Karna. When Karna came, Bhishma smiled. Bhishma could not raise both his hands. With one hand, while lying down itself, with one hand, Bhishma embraces Karna. Can we imagine that? Bhishma embraces Karna. That is dharma. Bhishma tells Karna, Karna, let me tell you a truth. You are not Sutaputra. You are the firstborn of Kunti. You are not Radha's son. You are not chariot driver Atiratha's son. It is through sun god you got your birth. Sun god is your father. And this I heard from Narada Maharshi. Karna, I never hated you. Let me tell you one truth. Only to put you down, I used to talk in a harsh way. Your flamboyant attitude, your daredevil attitude, Karna, is maybe due to the fact that you are born there when your mother is not even wedded. She was there as a kanya and you were born. Maybe that is the reason why you don't have mature intelligence. Second thing, you made friends with very bad people. Neecha samskaram, neecha. Neecha ashraya means very low, mean-minded people. Bhishma is telling to Karna, first thing, you are born to a woman who is not even married. So, your mind is working in a different way. As though that is not enough, you made friends with very mean people, and you yourself became very mean person, one among the four. Agreed, you are great with your charity, with your Brahmana bhakti, everything. What I am afraid is, if you keep on behaving in a violent way and shooting arrows, I'm afraid, Karna, that Pandavas cannot stand before you. That is the reason why I didn't want you to fight. That's the reason why I always downplayed your heroism. While counting, Bhishma counted on the first day of war that everybody is a Maharatha, Atiratha, etc. But when it came to Karna, he said he's only Ardharatha. Karna, I know in heroism, you're almost on par with Krishna and Arjuna. Not to create a premature war between Kauravas and Pandavas, I downplayed your heroism. Now Bhishma is telling one more time to Karna. Karna, you came here to take my blessings, but if you really want to make me happy, leave Duryodhana, go to the Pandavas, because they are your younger brothers. Again, Karna may be great, but he did not listen to his mother, Kunti, he did not listen to his father Surya, he did not listen to Bhagavan. Now he is not even listening to Bhishma. He said, Mahatma, Bhishma, I know all these things. I know I am the son of Kunti when she was still an unmarried girl. I know my father is Surya. I know all these things. But unfortunately, I could not leave Duryodhana. Because I promised, when Duryodhana made me the king of Angadesha, gave me a status to sit in the royal assembly, I promised Duryodhana, whatever you say, I will do it, however difficult it is. How can I go back? Bhishma Pitamaha, Krishna loves Arjuna so much, and for the sake of Arjuna, Krishna said, I will not even fight, let Arjuna fight. As much as we respect Arjuna and Krishna for their wonderful friendship, please understand, my friendship with Duryodhana is so great. I cannot leave him. Now Karna is confessing, Bhishma Deva, do you think I do not know? Nobody can win over Arjuna and Krishna. Because Krishna is protecting, nobody can win over Pandavas. In spite of that, I had to fight because Duryodhana asked me to fight. See, they all know, but they don't put it into practice. Karna said, forgive me for not listening to your advice. Go back to Pandavas. I'm going to be with Duryodhana and fight. Finally, Bhishma has no choice but to bless Karna and say, at least will you be following the gentleman's code of conduct during the war and get a good name. Bhishma Pitamaha is a Mahatma who can see past, present and future. Past, present and future. Therefore, Karna decided to be with Duryodhana. Mahatma Bhishma said, if you have any regard for me, follow Dharma. But Karna did not follow Dharma. Karna did not listen to his mother, did not listen to his father, did not listen to Krishna, now did not listen to even Bhishma. That's a big mistake. Therefore, Dharma is very, very subtle. Now, when Karna decided to fight, the next question that people may have in Mahabharata is, how did Drona die? Is Dharmaraja justified in telling Ashwadhama Hataha? That is a big thing in Mahabharata. There is no way to stop Dronacharya. On that particular day, When Drishtadyumna is there fighting at his best, Bhima brought his chariot to Dronacharya. He actually rebuked Dronacharya, you are a Brahmana. Instead of following your dharma, you degraded to Kshatriya dharma. I wish you have not taken part in this war. Bhima is abusing Drona and saying, don't you know, Mahatma, ahimsa is great dharma? And that ahimsa can be practiced perfectly only by a priest family people? Being a Brahmana, how are you indulging in this war? Dronacharya, because of your desire to be the commander in chief or to make lots of money and give it to your wife and children, you have accepted the Kshatriya dharma. And you killed hundreds and thousands of soldiers. But Dronacharya, you only have one son. For the sake of one son, Ashwadhama, do you have to kill this many people? And Bhima said, what you are thinking? What you are thinking? That you have to do something for your son. Don't you realize that your son is dead? And what Dharmaraja said already, that Ashwadhama is dead, is true. And again, when Bhima came and said what Dharmaraja said is true, that your son Ashwadhama is dead, Dronacharya left his bow and arrows. He called everyone, Karna, Krupacharya, Duryodhana. Now you take care of it. I'm not going to fight anymore. I did Astra Sannyasam. And he called out for Ashwadhama. And Dronacharya went into Yogam. Drishtadyumna was waiting for an opportunity. Drishtadyumna left his bow and arrows, took a huge sword into his hands, and jumped into the chariot of Dronacharya. So, Dronacharya, when he is there in the trance, Drishtadyumna came and cut off the head of Dronacharya. This Dronacharya, at the time of Kurukshetra war, was 85 years old. And all of them felt sad for the demise of Dronacharya. Of course, dharma, adharma, vichakshana, whatever is Bhagavan Krishna said, has to be accepted as dharma. Now comes when Dronacharya fell down, the other things that happened in the Kurukshetra war, and more so about dharma. When Karna was made the commander-in-chief, he needed a good Sarathi. With great persuasion, Shalya accepted. Shalya is the maternal uncle of Nakula and Sahadeva. He didn't want to fight for Duryodhana, but Duryodhana arranged lavish receptions for Shalya and pleased him. And Shalya, without realizing, gave a word, whomsoever did all these lavish arrangements to receive me, I will fight for them. Duryodhana came and said, I am the one. And Shalya was bound by his word. But Shalya was not fighting wholeheartedly. With reluctance he accepted, but was ridiculing Karna at every stage. Now comes another important aspect of Mahabharata Dharma. Karna talking about Dharma. Karna started talking about Dharma when his chariot wheel sank into the ground. When Karna's chariot wheel sank into the ground, at that particular time, there was a snake by name Ashwasena, whose mother was killed by Arjuna during the Khandava Dahanam. This Ashwasena, in the form of a cobra, who was there in the Patala Loka, came to the ground and, becoming an arrow, was hiding along with the other arrows. Karna wanted to end the war and released that Sarpamukha Banam. And when Karna aimed that arrow against exactly at the neck of Arjuna, this Ashwasena, the cobra, waiting to take revenge against Arjuna, entered that Karna's arrow, which even Karna himself didn't know. Indra knew, who was watching the war. Oh my God, this Ashwasena came. That means my son Arjuna's death is imminent. Shalya wanted to discourage and told Karna, Karna, you are aiming the arrow at the neck of Arjuna. Remember, this arrow will not pierce the neck. Therefore, bring it back and try it again. Could you see what Karna says? Shalya, do your job of chariot driving. You do not know looks like what is dharma. Great heroes like me will release an arrow only once, one astram, but will not repeat it again. When Krishna realized this Ashwasena is coming in the form of an arrow, that is aimed at the neck of Arjuna. Krishna simply what he did, he just with his foot he pressed the chariot down into the ground. And when Krishna pushed the chariot into the ground, the horses knew the cue from Krishna, immediately bent on their knees. All the horses were there bending forward, their front legs were there folded at their knees. So the chariot level has dropped. Therefore, the Nagastram with Ashwasena in that aimed at the neck of Arjuna. When the chariot was there pushed down and the horses started kneeling, the arrow missed the target Arjuna's head but took away the kiritam. That kiritam which was specially presented by Indra to Arjuna, that was taken away by the Nagastram. And this Ashwasena was not happy. Instead of getting Arjuna's head, he got only the kiritam. Ashwasena wanted to enter the arrows of Karna again. Ashwasena is telling Karna, Karna, you did not aim properly. Instead of getting Arjuna's head, I got only the crown. Send me again, use the arrow again. I will go and kill Arjuna. Karna got surprised and said, first of all, who are you? You look so ferocious. Why did you come into my arrow sack? And why are you asking me to send you again? That is the name Ashwasena said. I have long time back enmity with Arjuna because he killed my mother in the Khandava Dahanam. Karna gave his resolution. Ashwasena, you do not know my dharmam that I follow in war. I will not release the same astram for a second time. Even Karna followed some dharmam there. This time, Ashwasena got so angry. Karna, if you are not going to use me, I myself will go and take away the head of Arjuna. And as the Ashwasena was coming, like a wild snake, Lord Krishna showed it to Arjuna and said, Arjuna, when you are doing Khandava Dahanam, this snake was there hiding behind his mother. Thinking that it is a snake, you killed that mother. Ashwasena is mad at you. He is coming. Shoot this fellow and kill this Ashwasena. And when the chariot finally Krishna used his foot to dip it into the ground, Krishna got down from the chariot and with his own shoulders lifted the chariot up again back to its normal position. Dharma in Mahabharata goes beyond our imagination. At that point of time, Karna's chariot wheel sank into the ground. Immediately, Karna got down from the chariot and was using his shoulders to lift his chariot back onto the ground, to lift the wheel that is there stuck in the ground. Unfortunately, even the whole Mother Earth got up by 4 inches, but still the chariot wheel was stuck in the ground. Karna's unimaginable strength, along with the whole patch of soil, he could lift it by 4 inches, but the wheel is still stuck in the ground. Karna was so sad and looked at Arjuna and said, Arjuna, you are a great hero. You know Dharma. You are there on the chariot. I am there on the ground. When somebody is there on the ground, a person sitting in the chariot or standing in the chariot should not shoot arrows at him. You know Dharma, basic Dharma. Give me some time until I lift my chariot wheel out of this ground. Then we can fight. Do not shoot arrows because I am on the ground and you are in the chariot. Now, you want to hear Dharma, sir, in Mahabharata? Here comes Dharma in Mahabharata, given to us by none other than Krishna himself. Karna, now you are talking about Dharma. How wonderful it is. When people are there in the difficulties, some mean people will blame God, that God is cruel to them, God is punishing them. Listen to me, Karna, God will never punish anyone. Their own karma punishes them. Mean people never realize what mistakes, how many sins they have committed. Karna, you are talking about Dharma now. You are the one who told to bring Draupadi, to drag Draupadi into the assembly hall. Did you not think of Dharma that time, Karna? Krishna is asking. Karna, you joined Duryodhana, Dushasana, and Shakuni. Did you not think of Dharma that time, Karna? You all know Shakuni is an expert in gambling, playing dice, and Dharmaraja is not. Did you not encourage Shakuni playing the game of dice with Dharmaraja, who is not an expert at the game? What happened to Dharma that time, Karna? You know, after the 13 years of exile, 12 years of forest life, 1 year of unrecognized life, when Pandavas wanted the kingdom, Duryodhana refused to give their share. What happened to Dharma that time, Karna? Karna, you know very well, Duryodhana was giving poisoned food to Bhima. You know very well, Duryodhana brought most venomous snakes and made them bite Bhima. What happened to your Dharma that time, Karna? You did not stop Duryodhana? Karna, you know very well, Duryodhana kept Pandavas in a house of wax and tried to set fire to that. What happened to your Dharma that time, Karna? Karna, Draupadi was there in her monthly cycle. Mercilessly, when Dushasana was dragging her into the open assembly hall, that too when she was Ekavastra, with her soiled clothes, you started laughing at her. What happened to Dharma that time, Karna? Without giving a proper reply whether Draupadi was legally won or not, when she was there being harassed by the Kauravas, you kept quiet. What happened to Dharma that time, Karna? When Draupadi was pleading for justice, Karna, you are the one who said, Pandavas are defeated. It is almost like they are there practically dead and entered Naraka. Forget about them, Draupadi. Accept another husband. Your words to Draupadi. Kvate dharmaha tada gataha. What happened to dharma that time? See how Krishna is arguing with Karna. Karna, because of your ambition to be called as a king, to be recognized as a king, and because Duryodhana made you the king of Angarajyam, even though you know injustice is there being heaped on Pandavas, you still supported Duryodhana. What happened to your dharma that time? Kwa te dharmaha tada gataha. Where did your dharma go? Kwaha, where te, your dharma, dharmam, tada, that time gataha, gone. Where did your dharma go that time? Every time he is asking. Forget about all this, Karna. Just the other day, one hero, Abhimanyu, all alone, a very young boy, so many of you surrounded him and killed Abhimanyu. What happened to your dharma? In a justified war, everybody should fight coming in front. Shamelessly, Karna, you are the one that was standing behind Abhimanyu and shot an arrow and destroyed the bow of Abhimanyu. Standing behind and shooting an arrow. What happened to your dharma, Karna, that time? You do not deserve any mercy. Arjuna, kill him. That is why dharmo rakshati rakshitaha. Never, never forget. You protect dharma, that dharma will protect you. You do not take care of dharma, that dharma will not protect you. Karna did not follow any dharma as Krishna said. How many instances Krishna every time is vehemently asking Karna, Kwa te dharmaha tada gataha. Where did your dharma go that time? Karna thought he has no scope to talk about dharma. Karna released a Brahmastra even at that stage. Arjuna equally released a Brahmastra and countered it. Arjuna did Agneyastra Prayogam. Karna released Varunastram. Arjuna released Vayuvyastram to shake up that Varunastram. The fight was going on and on and on. In between again, Karna is trying to lift his chariot wheel that is stuck in the ground. In spite of his best efforts, Karna could not lift the chariot wheel out of the ground, and fate, Vidhi, is very, very powerful. Daivam is very powerful. Krishna said, Arjuna, no point in waiting for the death of Karna. Eliminate him. He did so many apacharas. How can you forget the most unholy way they killed your only son Abhimanyu in the battlefield the other day? Don't show any mercy to this Karna. Now, Arjuna took a great arrow. Good, you know what he's saying? Taposti taptam guruvascha toshitaha maya yadhishtam suhridam shutam tha anena satyena nihantvayam sharaha susamhitaha karnamarim mamorjitam. Arjuna is making a promise. Karna is a great hero. Arjuna is saying, if at all I did any tapasya, if at all I served my teachers, if at all I did yajna-yagadi kratus, if at all I respected my friends and listened to them, this particular arrow that is there, powered by Satyam, may it go and kill Karna. Could you see what kind of Satyam they followed? Did anyone of you think of something very similar to that in any of these instances?
In Ramayana, Lakshmana said about
Yes,
Rama.
yes, very good, sir. Exactly. You know the exact verse. I'll help you, sir. You're very good. Very good, very good, sir. I'm happy. It is about thought. Lakshmana Swami took the arrow and said, Lakshmana Swami had all the qualifications to kill Indrajit. He is married but maintained brahmacharyam for 14 years. Neither ate anything nor slept in time for 14 years. He is perfectly justified to kill Indrajit. But still, while shooting the fatal arrow, Lakshmana promised only one thing. In the name of Satyam, Dharmatma Satyasandhascha Ramo Dasharadharyadi Paurushecha Apratidandvaha Sharainam Jahiravanim. If my great master Rama is a Dharmatma, if my great master Rama is a Satyasandha, if my great Rama is invincible in his valor, may this arrow release eliminate Indrajit. So is it Arjuna, is it Lakshmana's spiritual merit that killed Indrajit, or is it Rama's integrity? Remember, Bhagavan's integrity is so great. Arjuna says the same thing here. And that particular arrow that is there, with specially equipped with the mantras of Adharva Angirasa mantras, came like a Kritya. And Arjuna could cut off the head of Karna. Karna fell down. Surprisingly, a divine light came out of the body of Karna and entered the Surya Mandalam and got merged into the Surya Mandalam, indicating Karna's soul went back to his father, Surya. Another great thing that we come across in Mahabharata is in the Stri Parvam. In the Stri Parvam of Mahabharata, the war is over. The war is over. Everywhere dead bodies. Now the funeral arrangements are to be done. That means for 18 days the bodies were there rotting in the battlefield, including Gandhari and Dhritarashtra. Gandhari is addressing Krishna. Hey Krishna, look at all these dead bodies, Krishna. Are you happy, Krishna? Forget about my children being killed, Krishna. Look at your own nephew Abhimanyu, Krishna. Are you happy now, Krishna? Look at all these ladies, Krishna, who are weeping for their dead husbands. Are you happy, Krishna? Krishna, look at all these people. Shishupala's son, Drishtaketu. Are you happy, Krishna, to look at all these dead bodies? Krishna, everybody knows. Even though we have great heroes on our side, Drona, Bhishma, Karna, Krupacharya, Duryodhana, Ashwadhama, Jayadratha, Somadatta, Vikarna, Krutavarma. We all know Krishna. Pandavas and you are invincible. We all know that Krishna, you are invincible. Now, after having seen all the dead bodies, after seeing the ladies crying and crying in the battlefield, exact words of Vedavyasa in Mahabharata, Dukkha upahata vijnana dhairyam utsrujya bharata. Gandhari has overcome with grief and she is completely out of her mind, has lost all her vijnanam, has become very timid. Dhairyam Vutsrujya, having renounced all heroism, Dukkha Apahata Vijnana, one who lost her wisdom due to her grief, with her body completely blazing with anger, looked at Krishna and cursed Krishna. Krishna, when the fight is going on and Kauravas and Pandavas are being killed, why did you keep quiet, Krishna? Krishna, you are capable of convincing both sides. Krishna, it looks to me, you desired the wiping out of Kuru Vamsham. You could have stopped the war, Krishna, but you did not because you planned to wipe out Kauravas. Krishna, that cannot be wiped out. Now, watch my words, Krishna, you are going to pay a heavy price for that. Just as Kauravas and Pandavas are first cousins and got killed fighting with each other, Krishna, you will also be, your clan will also die like that, fighting with one another. Mark my words, Krishna. Varshe Shatrimshe Madhusudhana. From today, 36 years from now, you, your family members, everyone will die. You will die a lonely man. Just as my daughters-in-law are crying, your wives will also cry over your dead body. Krishna smiled and said, Gandhari, I know, I know all this is going to happen. It is already destined. What I know, you just said. Because the people born in my family, Vrishnavamshas, they have to die by themselves. Nobody can kill them. Other than myself, nobody can even touch my people, Vrishnavamsha people. Neither humans nor devatas can fight with them or kill them. I wanted they should fight among themselves and die. And thank you for cursing them. Therefore, Gandhari was completely out of her mind. Dukkopa hata vijnana dhairyam mutsujya bharata. Therefore, is Gandhari justified? Perfectly not. Now, something else is bothering you. I know about dharmam. What is that? Kunti. Is Kunti justified in hiding the truth that Karna is her firstborn? Stri Parvam, Mahabharata gives the right answer. Now, when Krishna said, "It is already destined," you took the blame of cursing me. Thank you. Gandhari didn't know what to say. She kept quiet. Dhritarashtra is burning, blazing with jealousy, anger against Pandavas. He approached Yudhishthira and asked, Yudhishthira, I know how many people have survived the war, indicating I lost all my sons, and I know you 5 brothers and Krishna are alive. Sarcastic way of telling Dhritarashtra. Now you know what he says? I know how many people have survived. Can you tell me how many people have died? Now, could you see those days warfare? Roll call was there every day after every fight. This is the roll call. Dhritarashtra, Yudhishthira replied, 166 crores of people have died. 1 crore is 10 million. 166 crores means 1660 million, means 1.66 billion people have died in the war. In the Kurukshetra war is not an ordinary thing. Dashayuta nama ayutan sahasrani cha vimshati kotya shashtischa shachaiva hyasmin rajan rudhehataha 166 crores. 1660 million people have died. And one more thing, there are another 24,165. See that, like counting. There are another 24,165 people are not accounted for, whether they are dead or missing in action. Confirmed dead, 1,660 million people. Missing in action, 24,165. Can we imagine that? 18 days. That's why they say they use nuclear weapons. All right. After the Dahana Samskaras are done, Vidura and everyone came there. Instructions were, nobody should die like an anadha. They should have proper preta samskaram. Do Dahana samskaram for all of them. They did. They have to do the tarpanam, jala tarpanam. They all went to the river Ganga. Menfolk will do the tarpanam with sesame seeds, rice and water. Ladies can do tarpanam only with water. So even the ladies also accompanied the menfolk, like Yudhishthira, who has to do the tarpanam for the departed souls. When all the people were given, as Arjuna says in Bhagavad Gita, Lupta Pindodaka Kriyaha, Pindam and Udakam, water, Jalatarpanam. When this was going on, in a very calm way, Kunti Devi comes there. Kunti Devi is addressing her children, 5 Pandavas. I want to tell you something, my sons. The great hero, endowed with all auspicious qualities, the one who died in the hands of Arjuna, the one who is called Sutaputra, Radheya, the one who was there shining like a sun, the one who is very dear to Duryodhana, Karna. He is your brother. Do tarpanam for him also. He is my firstborn. He is my firstborn through sun god Surya. Because he is my firstborn, he is your elder brother. Pandavas got the shock of their life. Yudhishthira recovered from the shock and begged his mother Kunti to tell, how did Surya's son became your son? How did you get Karna as your son? And Yudhishthira is asking, how did you keep this secret for so long? It looks as though you have some fire tied up to your sari. How did you bear it? The fire that you have hidden in your sari would have burnt you. How did you bear it? Yudhishthira says, my dear mother Kunti Devi, having hidden the secret from us, you have robbed us of all the happiness of winning the war. As much as everyone else is crying, I am also crying because I killed my own brother. Abhimanyu is dead. I am hurt. Draupadi's 5 children are dead. We are hurt. Kauravas are dead. We are hurt. Bhishma, Drona, everyone is dead. We are hurt. But compared to all that hurt, the news that we killed my own brother who is born just like ourselves to our own mother Kunti was killed by us is hurting us 100 times more than the death of Abhimanyu or 5 Upapandavas or Bhishma, Drona or everyone. My dear mother Kunti, had you told us this Karna is your son, this war would never have happened. And everyone with tears in their eyes, knowing that Karna, the son of Kunti, is also killed by the Pandavas, unknowingly, were shedding tears. Yudhishthira called the wives of Karna with due respect, and Dharmaraja did the post-Tarpanam Preta Karmas for Karna. Now, Dharmaraja is cursing himself. Pape nasau maya shrestaham bhrata jnatir nipatitaha. I committed an unimaginable sin because I was not aware of the truth that my own elder brother is killed by us because we were not aware of the truth. My dear mother Kunti, I am now pronouncing a curse. Let not any woman keep up any secret anymore as you did. That is Karnavata. Dharmam is way beyond our imagination. स्वस्ति प्रजाभ्यः परिपालयन्तां न्यायेन मार्गेण महिंहिषः गोब्राह्मणेभ्यः शुभमस्तु लोकाः समस्ताः सुखिनो भवन्तु सर्वं श्रीकृष्णार्पणमस्तु कर्मफलं सर्वं श्रीकृष्णार्पणमस्तु ओम अस्मद्गुरुभ्यो नमः सर्वगुरुभ्यो नमः सर्वगुरुभ्यो नमः श्रीरङ्गनाथ श्रीगोपीन्द्र विष्णु लक्ष्मी नृसिंहशेवितरुणिकपात्रं श्रीरङ्गवीररुराज गोभुजं वेदान्तदेशीं मम प्रपद्ये श्रीमते श्रीवेङ्कटगोपस्य वेदान्तदेशीं नमः देशिकाय नमः. Naren, any questions that you want to ask now?
Swamiji, small clarification, Swamiji. Why Gandhari is any specific for 36 years, Swamiji? Any particular is there?
They have not given, I read word by word, Sadashiva. They have not given anything. She just gave a curse. Maybe it is it is providence, so that providence will give that kind of words automatically. Because from that day, Krishna will be there for another 36 years. Krishna's avatara has to be over in 125 years on planet Earth. Therefore, without her knowledge, the 36 number came that coincides exactly with the 125 years of Krishna's stay on the planet Earth.
Okay, so much. Okay. Yes.
Emma, question?
Acharya, in the beginning you mentioned that Krishna said that Arjuna, you are very dear to me. I can give a piece of
I can
my
cut body, flesh, and give you. Okay?
yeah. But,
And
but
also, Arjuna also, for my sake, Krishna will renounce his entire life. That is the kind of affection they had for each other. Go ahead.
so if that's the case, how come Arjuna did not trust Krishna and
My dear friend, it is high time you realize the greatness of Sharanagati. How fortunate you are to do Sharanagati. Daivi Hesha Gunamayi Mama Maya Durachaya. Mame Vaye Prapadyante Maya Metam Tarantate. Maya. Krishna will not force anyone. Krishna said, Arjuna, Yadhechasi Tadha Kuru. That is called honorable friendship. Respect the other, but be the dearest friend. Arjuna did not want to do Sharanagati, fine, but still you are his best friend. Still the agreement works that Krishna will sacrifice everything for Arjuna, Arjuna will sacrifice everything for Krishna. Sneha Dharmam is different, Moksha Dharmam is different. This is a Sneha Dharmam, that is Moksha Dharmam. They are two different coordinate systems. Got it, sir?
so the Sneha Dharma.
One second, Divakar, somebody else is saying something. What is it, sir? Chakradhar?
Swami, Arjuna is told as Nara Narayana part of it, right? Like he's also called twin of, like, not called twin, but more or less referred like twin of Krishna kind of thing in some context. Even in that case, still he has to not get moksham.
That Nara and Narayana was in their previous incarnation, not now. That
Okay.
Nara became Arjuna, Narayana became Krishna. Because he is Paramatma. Krishna says, I know everything, but you being a Jivatma, you don't know it. Krishna says, I am Paramatma, so I know. Bahuni me vyatitani janmani tavacha Arjuna. Tanaham veta sarvani nattum veda parantapa. You remember? Emma, Revati, you remember, ma? Revati is not there. Radhika, you remember that verse, ma? Bahuni me vyatitani janmani tavacha Arjuna. Tanaham veta sarvani nattam veta parantapa. Being Paramatma, I know everything, but you don't know Arjuna. That's what we had to go by.
Narayana.
Emma, any other questions, Emma?
So the question, Acharya, is about the friendship of Arjuna with Krishna. What did Arjuna do as a token of friendship to Krishna, that Krishna is saying, oh, you are my dearest friend?
No. Friendship is only for material purposes. There are two coordinate systems. Friendship is on the material platform in the Prakriti. Moksham is not Prakriti, is beyond Prakriti. So, the laws of friendship are only for material purposes. That Sharanagati Moksham is for spiritual purposes. There they don't have agreement. Only on the other one.
Yeah, I mean, even in the material thing, what did Arjuna do to Krishna to get that level?
Krishna knows Arjuna is Nara in the previous birth. They were twins. They did tapasya together in Badrinath. So Krishna had the soft corner. Krishna protected. Krishna gave his own sister Subhadra to Arjuna. Arjuna doesn't know any of those things. Therefore, Arjuna's dealing with Krishna is on the material platform. Krishna's dealing with Arjuna is both on material and spiritual. But spiritual, he cannot force. Material, the friendship is okay. So Krishna suggested, but Arjuna did not do. Just to win the war, Arjuna said, Sishyasteham Shadhimam Prapannam. Accept me as your student and I surrender to you. Only namesake. Only to win the war. Yes, come in. Come in. Only for namesake and only to win the war. Not for moksham, not for doing Sharanagati. That is the reason why Arjuna did not do Sharanagati. Okay, Ma, any other questions? Ma?
Swami, one question, Swami.
Make it fast.
Bhishma knows a lot of the dharma, right? He talks about
Bhishma knows about Karna. That's why Bhishma told Karna, I know you are Kunti's son. I don't want you to kill Pandavas. That's why I downplayed your strength. That's why I didn't want you to come to the forefront. That's why Karna took an oath. When what do you call in the rankings, Bhishma gave top ranks to everyone. When it came to Karna, he gave the lowest rank. Karna got offended and said, as long as the Bhishma is alive, I will not fight. Now that Bhishma fell down, Karna came to see him. Therefore, Bhishma told the truth.
Yes, Swami. Is that not against, being the supreme commander of the other side,
Correct.
knowing that he is more qualified by making him a Ardharatha, like deliberately trying to play down his own side, is it not against his...
No, that's not. Bhishma's dharma is it not outright adharma if Bhishma says, you bring Shikhandi tomorrow, I will not fight and you can kill me? That dharma is different, this dharma is different. That dharma is vritti dharma, this dharma is a jnati dharma. Lot of things. Vritti dharma is different, jnati dharma is different. All right. Good luck, sir. We'll see you all tomorrow. There are some visitors here. Narayan.
Simran, sir.
Narayan Swami.